Ninaiombea nchi ya Tanzania, nchi ambayo rais wao anajiita Suluhu na raia bado mambo inaendelea kuendea mrama. Nchi ambayo inakuwa chini yetu kama kiatu mara mingi wakati tunafagia jikoni, huko ndio tunamwaga takataka. That's why this time round Tanzania kianani sitawaacha, itabidi niwakumbuke kama kumbukumbu la Torati, kwa sababu nimeona bado mnaendelea sasa swali kutu disrespect Tanzania. What is happening sasa swali? Ninajua very well hamnaga form. That's why the only thing sasa swali inakuwa na form huko, labda hiyo mlima yenu yenye mnaita Kilimanjaro. That's why 24/7 labda hiyo ndio inakuwa imekula njaro. This time round wa Tanzania respect the OG. Sasa swali pia wewe shida iko wapi? Mbona sasa swali unajaribu kuattack mede? Unajua kujaribu kuattack mede sasa zingine sasa hiyo ni kama sasa swali ni child abuse. Ujaribu kuingililia Tanzania sasa swali hiyo ni kama uwekelee shopping bag kwa mgongo ya mede alafu iambie ati tembe mede yezi songa. Si unajua Tanzania ni kaiji kadogo. That's all. Ukipita pale hivi mataoni za Dar es Salaam kila mtu anajiita china ya mnyama, mwingine anajiita simba, mwingine anajiita chui, mwingine anajiita ndovu. Sasa hata nasuku very soon hata mtu kama Mbosso ataanza kujiita tumbili. Lakini sasa swali Tanzania tutawaacha this time road, pia nyinyi itabidi tu sasa tukue na nyinyi baba tu baba sasa swali kama container ya lori, kwa sababu ninaona bado you guys are still misbehaving. Please respect the OG. Mnajua OG anaweza rap dictionary mzima na maliza na bado sasa swali aze kuitisa maneno zingine. Nyinyi hakuna kitu mnaweza rap sasa swali. The only thing mnaweza rap sasa swali labda tu grab blackboard na ni mashashi. Naomba na kuambia Watanzania tafadhali heshima idumu juu sasa swali we are really focusing on important things. Sisi mliona siku nyingine hapa hivi tukilaunch mamisa alipaka na marocket kwenda space. Sasa swali nyinyi sasa si tuliwaambia nyinyi ni a small country, you are still upcoming artist, why are you trying to interfere with us nyinyi the only thing mnaweza launch sasa swali labda ku launch album na ni mashashi. Naomba na kuamini. Amen.
Wow, that's a prayer that is given to you. Or we can call just a prayer or just a mockery or just a curse that is offered to the Tanzanian government concerning the ongoing CHAN, the football in Africa. Because I don't think if that someone can give you such a kind of prayer. But that happens because between the Kenya and Tanzania, there has been a conflict of interest. There's been a conflict for quite some time. And this conflict actually came to happen when the president of Tanzania, Samia Suluhu, arrested some of the activists from Kenya and also from Uganda. And also all the Kenyans went to their social media platforms mocking the government, doing a lot of things. But we never knew that this is going to happen this time of whereby the football, but it has come now. It's very clear that between Kenya and Tanzania there is a conflict, and this conflict that is happening between Kenya and Tanzania is actually something that's going to be just taken lightly, but nobody is commenting about it. But the Kenyans and Tanzanians, they're fighting on social media. All the social media platforms, they're fighting. Up to the person can offer such a prayer. Now, this is PTN TV with me, Professor Ezekiel. Just join me as I take you through some of the comments that have been given by the Kenyans and also the Tanzanian concerning the ongoing CHAN, the football that's going in Africa, whereby now we're in the quarterfinals. That's where we're actually ending. It's almost coming to an end. And now what happened is the tragedy. The Kenyans went to buy tickets for Tanzania, the football that's supposed to happen, which is supposed to happen in the Mkapa. And all the Kenyans bought all the tickets. So when the Tanzanians are going to buy the tickets, unfortunately they found nothing. Kwa Swahili anasema kwamba mkono mtupu. And this is a concern that has been raised on, but it has been a great time that we have to look at, because the Kenyans, they are fighting for their own and not to be defeated by Tanzania. So Tanzania, they are praying for the Kenyans to lose. Kenyans are just praying for Tanzanians to lose the game. So that means there is no ujamaa or you can talk about neighborhood. There's no neighborhood between the two countries, but we have never had anything from Uganda. And now, concerning that the issue about the ticket, this is what the cabinet secretary of sports in Kenya had to say.
Please, but don't buy it and stay home. If you know you bought a ticket for the Morocco versus Tanzania, please avail yourself in in Benjamin Mkapa Stadium. Please make sure you travel and go and support Morocco. Just remember, I like the banter that is there between us, Uganda and Tanzania. On a serious note, if I was to take sides, of course I'd take Tanzania as a member of East Africa community. But if they are going to make fun of us the way they have done, afadhali Morocco.
Imagine, I think you've heard what the cabinet secretary said. He's happy about Kenyans buying the tickets. He's proud of Kenyans, actually. But again, this is a picture that, he has actually ended by saying that he's happy, but he's urging Kenyans to go and watch the game. But nobody's going to watch that game, But now, also the speaker, the speaker of the National Assembly in Kenya, he also had to talk about this, that this is not the right way for the Kenyans to go. And this is what he has to say.
I want to urge my fellow Kenyans who have started a bad habit of roaming all over East Africa to go and foment trouble, to go and cause disaffection, to go and appear to know what others they think don't know. You are a lawyer in Kenya. We look at your records, you have never had any distinction as a lawyer in this country. Alafu unakimbia unaenda Tanzania, you want to go and show Tanzania that you are a lawyer. And here in Kenya, nobody even appreciates what you do as a lawyer. Kenya wants to be peaceful and have a good neighborhood and neighborliness with our neighbors and our partners in East African community.
I think you've heard from him what he's saying, that what the Kenyans are doing is actually, especially the young people, is not something good. But to me, I'm thinking in a different way. Like, what if the Kenyans are buying the ticket to support the CHAN or the organizers for the Football Federation of Africa who plan for this event? Maybe they can have a great number, or sometimes they can make an income. What about that? That's something also we have to look at. And now, when you look at this issue about the Tanzanian players, they have also acted actually in a very bad way. They are just talking whatever they wish to, and it's something that we have to look at. They are saying that they are going to win. They have a right to win, but there is a conflict. Just have a look at this and listen to what they're saying.
Yaani ukiangalia kwa fakta zote, hii mechi sisi tunaihitaji zaidi wanavyohitaji Morocco. Yaani tuna kitu tunatakiwa tu prove kwenye hii mechi na Morocco. Nimeona watu kama wameanza kuingia uoga hivi. Na majirani zetu wa Kenya, mheshimiwa, kila ukiingia mtandaoni sasa hivi ni kama wanatujaribu hivi. Nimesoma comment jana, kocha wa Kenya anasema kwamba Tanzania tutaona walichokutana nacho wao kwenye kundi la kifo. Lile kundi la kifo lile. Lile kundi la kifo lile. Sijui Angola, sijui Kongo, ni kundi la kifo lile. Yeye ataona kwa Madagascar sasa. Kama anataka kujua kundi la kifo, ataona Madagascar wanafanana. Yatisha sisi. Yeye ndo ataona Madagascar wanafananaje. Tishia sisi Morocco. Sisi tulikuwa tunamtaka yeye. Ndio hivyo tu, jana kapambana. Ukitaka kujua Kenya wanatuogopa, jana wamepambana mpaka wamepata goli. Ili wakae juu pale, watukwepe. Yeye kama ana hamsi angekubali ende sare ile. Afu aone moto. Sasa hii kuzungumzwa sana hii, maana yake sisi ni wakubwa na watu wanatuogopa, watu wanatuhofia kama Tanzania. Tusijichukulie poa.
Kwa hiyo ngoma sisi tunaondoka hapo tunaenda nusu finali.
Hii sio nusu finali, sisi tunakwenda mpaka finali. Sisi tunawaambia Wakenya, wao wanatutaka, sisi ndio tunawataka zaidi.
Wait.
They've actually given their own views, as well as I can give my own. Also, you can give your own on the comment. So when you look at these, the Tanzanian players, but we have never had Kenyans talking about this. But it means there is a problem between Kenya and Tanzania, because we thought it was just politics, but it has gone into the reality of football, because Kenyans actually, they listen a lot of Tanzanian music. But this time round, even some of the radio stations are saying that they're not going to play that music. I don't know what is going on here. We need to act on this point. We have to look at this point. Where or what is the problem? What is exactly happening here? Because what we are seeing here is it a conflict? Is it just social media? Or is just something that's happening even to the practical way? Because I remember the president of Tanzania, Samia, actually he actually terminated some of the business license in Tanzania. He was saying that some of the Tanzanian, they are not Kenyan, they are not supposed to do some of the particular business, some basic business, so their licenses were being taken away. So which means that there is a problem between Kenya, Tanzania. There's a conflict there. But this one has never been experienced from the first President Nyerere. Actually, we have never had such a kind of a conflict between Kenya and Tanzania, because these are the countries that came together and then they formed the East African Community, including Uganda. But things are changing, Things are changing and nobody's talking about this. But also, that is the position that Tundu the politician, actually, the politician in Tanzania, and also the position saying that Kenya, in terms of democracy and also in terms of fighting and technology, everything, actually, Kenya has gone beyond, I don't know if he's just using Kenyans to win his issue about politics, or he's just using Kenyan, just saying the fact. But now this is what he also, let's listen what he has to say with his own idea about Kenya.
Katika Afrika Mashariki, Kenya ni mahali pekee ambako kuna uhuru wa kisiasa. Hapa mtu akisimama na kumkosoa rais, haletewi watu wakuja kumkamata na kumpoteza kama ilivyo kwenye nchi zingine majirani zetu. Hapa vyombo vya habari vinaandika uchafu wa serikali bila uoga. Hakuna kufungiwa magazeti, hakuna waandishi wa habari kutishwa. Majirani zenu hatuko hivyo. Kwa hiyo Kenya ni mahali salama sana. Kwa kweli nikisema hali ya maisha ya Kenya ni ghali, nitakuwa nazungumza kitu ambacho sikijui. Ninasikia watu wengi wanalalamika kwamba hali ya maisha imepanda sana. Nyie mnaoishi Kenya mnajua zaidi kuliko mimi. Nchi zinategemeana kwa mikopo, kwenye nini, swala la muhimu always ni tunakopa kwa sababu gani, tunakopa kwa masharti gani, hao wanaokopa tunawadhibiti kiasi gani. Nina mashujaa wengi sana katika siasa za Kenya, na mashujaa wengi sana. Kwa mashujaa wangu ni wale walioitoa Kenya kwenye utawala wa giza wa chama kimoja na kuileta kwenye demokrasia yenye katiba mpya. Wako wengi sana. Natamani siwezi nikataja mmoja au 10, wanahitaji kutendewa haki wote. Nchi hii ina mashujaa wengi sana wa kisiasa.
Okay. Now, when you look at this point of Kenya, it's also something that Maybe you can also comment on that. Do you think that Kenya there is a democracy compared to Tanzania and Uganda or the East African community? That is actually what's trying to say that in Kenya there's a lot of democracy. People can say what they want, they can hear their views, and also and everything shall be okay. But now we need to look at, and now we have some of the social media activists, we can just call them the activists or the content creators. They have just come up talking about the conflict between Kenya and Tanzania. They've just mixed a lot of things there. So yeah, I don't know what is happening here because it's something that has to look at. Want to know? They're just commenting. I don't know if they're doing it for the content. Even the Kenyans, the way they are fighting for one another. It's something that has to be looked into. Because this conflict, it is just, and by the way, this is how the countries begin. Because I remember one of the, I don't know, it's one of the politicians from Tanzania was giving the address about the ongoing chant, and they even stood and just said, family, that, it's like there is something that is cooking on. There is something that is cooking on between Kenya and Tanzania. And perhaps we may not know what is going to happen until something has to be done. Because if it may not be done earlier, then the conflict. But before I just give on my own views and the tech, let's look on what some of these content creators have to say from Tanzania.
Sisi ni kama tsunami Tanzania. Tena naomba niongee kwa kusimama. Hii taarifa iwafikie Wakenya kokote mlipo. Wakenya kokote mlipo. Tanzania ni kama tsunami. Tanzania ni kama tsunami. Kununua tiketi zote haisaidii. Kuanza kufanya fitna haisaidii. Kipigo kipo pale pale. Tutampiga Moroko kesho. Na baada kumpiga Moroko kesho, nini fanyeni kazi yenu na Madagascar huko. Alafu tuje tukutane tuonyeshane nani kidume. Kwa sababu kununua tiketi sio sababu ya kufanya sisi tusimpige Moroko. Tunampiga Mwarabu mapema sana. Na tuna sababu mbili za kumpiga Mwarabu. Sababu ya kwanza kumpiga Mwarabu, kwanza tunalipa kisasi. Wal kisasi haki. Uongo kweli? Kuna ndugu zetu walifanywa kule Afcon, mnakumbuka? Mnakumbuka Afcon ndugu zetu walichofanywa? Mnakumbuka? Kwa hiyo sisi tunaenda kulipa kisasi kwa Afrika wenzetu ambao walitendwa kule Cote d'Ivoire. Tunakwenda kulipiza kisasi. Haijalishi wana wachezaji wa ndani tupu kwa sababu ni CHAN, sisi tukimfunga tunajua tumemfunga Morocco.
Okay. From what we have heard or what we have seen, things are not easy. Things are not such the way we think that they are very easy for us to look at. Sometimes things may change. No. So we have to look at what exactly is going to happen here. But also let's listen from what the Kenyan content creators say. Some of the musicians from Kenya, they also have to comment their own,
Baadhi tunadupua sana hata hii Tanzania mnaongea hakuna kitu huko. Tu hakuna kitu manze, hakuna. Hata ukienda kwa event ya nini ya zauzo maplesa hiyo uende. Huwezi pata watu wako wapiga drip design. Watu wako huko wanaongea mamisemo za Kiswahili. Tulienda pale nini wewe buda hapa. Nigga, we talk like this out here, we swagging, nigga. What do you mean, bro?
Now, I think you have heard by yourself what is happening here. So it means that there is a conflict. There's something here between Kenya and Tanzania. But to make now the matter worse here is it has come even up to business. Those people are doing business. But Kenya, they haven't done any reaction concerning that in terms of business because the Tanzanian is still working in Kenya and their license has not been provoked or disbanded. Then they're just still doing their own business there. So this is something that we have to look at between these two countries. I think if we're talking about brotherhood, it may not be there. So there is a problem here, but we are waiting for this. We are waiting to see what is going to happen if the two countries are going to meet in football. We are going to see what is going to happen But for now, I don't think if there's brotherhood here, the way they're doing their own things here, it's different because the Kenyans are saying that Tanzania, they don't speak English. Tanzania, they're saying that Kenyans, they have a bad language, a bad Swahili, they don't respect, they have no respect, they have no manners. The Kenyans, they're saying that they can speak Swahili and also they can speak English very well. So that's something that we have to look at from this part of between the two countries, the African, East African community. Anyway, that is what we had to share with you from me here on PTN TV. I'm Professor Ezekiel. Please, I need your comment. What can you say about these two countries between Kenya and Tanzania? What is your take about this? Just give me your views, give me a comment, send me your comment or an email on the comment section. Part of that's where we're gonna share more and more. Thank you guys for watching. Thumbs up, and also you should subscribe to our channel if you haven't, so that you can have more updates that are coming in. Thank you for watching and keep it on PTN TV.